2 in one episode. I just can't believe it. This is rough. Oh, greetings, Podquesters. So, last episode, a lot happened. Yes, the Chosen, our heroes, were protecting safely escaped. Granted, that was mostly due to the Chosen themselves handling things after a woman in black armor materialized and busted open the door to the safe room they were in. Violexx fought with her evil father while Blag and Namee dealt with the Warforged. And now this is the big one. Shep and Nock lost their lives while fighting the remaining draconian's top deck. And just after Shep hatched a griffin from that magical egg he was carrying. That griffin is now an orphan. So anyway, once released, the Chosen got a handle on the situation, driving off the remaining enemies, and the ship limped its way back to Silverkeep. After losing 2 adventurers at once, what's going to happen now? And from a DM perspective, how can Kyle hope to finish up the storyline missing the characters he started with? Well, let's find out as we roll an intelligence check.
So, the ship finally limps back into port, and you're in friendly territory. The remains of the crew kind of limp off. Members of Spoof rush aboard to help the Chosen and to cart away the remains of your 2 lost friends. Both are being held high, given full ceremony as they are walked off into the city. As the 3 of you kind of walk off the dock and down the streets, you're not really in your right mind. You know, there's a lot of emotion going on, and this is a city you've never been to, and you're mostly just talking, remembering moments of your friends. And you head down an alleyway. You run into 3 elves. These elves don't look happy. These are rough and tumbles. They are dressed in armor. They've got clubs with spikes sticking out of it, and they are slamming against their hands. You actually recognize the same symbol on their vests as were on the Warforged that you just fought. And they lean forward and go, "Shame we only got 2 of you. Guess we're gonna have to finish the job." And these 3 elves rush you immediately. What do you do?
Can we just
Wait,
attack?
Yeah.
Are we playing again?
Name runs in and then turns in the middle of them, turns into his fire elemental.
Oh, dang. All right.
Fight through the grief.
Yeah, what,
Just tries to incinerate them all.
all right, roll.
You know what? I'm not trying to hit them. I'm just trying to burn all the oxygen out of the area.
Ooh, all right.
That's
all right,
I'm just going as high inferno as I can.
Give me a roll. 1d20, flat.
I just kill myself, apparently. I
What?
rolled a 1.
All right, give me one more 20 to see how bad this goes.
There's my 20.
All right, you explode into flame, and you burn too quick, too bright, and you waste the entire charge of shapeshifting, shifting back to Namee in gnome form, and you accidentally deal 7 damage to Blag and Violexx.
That's all right.
But, you know, they're riddled with grief right now. They're not thinking
Yeah.
straight. You know.
It fits the motif. Violexx.
Is Namee like on top of them?
No, I think I'm passed out on the floor.
Yeah, I think with a 20 you are, yeah. Yeah.
Funk. They're just like,
Namee definitely
what?
over, and like a
burned
series
right.
of Fergus dolls and
Yeah.
music boxes tumble out of his pouches.
I'm like a little, like, what are those, like the troll goblins from Diablo 2? Just like explode.
Oh, and
Yeah.
can we see...
I was thinking more overtired toddler that just
Yeah.
like passes out and all their toys are
Real,
around.
real quick,
works.
no. Of all the figures that tumble out for just like a real quick, like sappy scene, can we also see like he actually was working on for each member of the party, and then the
Aw.
Nock and the Shep turn up
Yeah.
next to each other?
Even a little
like
shade.
And their hands barely
shit.
touch each other.
Oh, I feel so bad for my puppy.
Don't worry.
Fuck. That takes 10 minutes. That would have been fucking awesome. I have to do that later. Sorry, I wanted to do something really fucking cool.
It can't be worse than what I just did.
I mean, if it's worse your heroic moment, you can reduce that down.
It's okay. It's okay. I'll wait on that. Okay. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm all out of sorts because
That's
everyone's
fine.
dead. And I wasn't prepared for this emotionally today. It's been
You're
a
also
while.
dead to her too.
Like 2 hours ago. No,
Hey guys, 2 of them just died. Here's another fight.
Yeah. Okay.
That was 2 weeks ago.
Shut up. We're down an alley.
Yep.
Okay.
I may
guess
have burnt
alley
the buildings
smash.
down. I don't really know.
And where are you in conjunction to the creatures?
I'm licking their boots probably.
He's passed out slightly in front of you.
Yeah.
Slightly in front of me.
Yeah.
Okay. And how far away? I'm sorry. I'm just trying to
That's fine.
This is a spatial
You
spell.
tell me how far you want them to be.
If they were about 20, if they were like, 10, 15 feet away, it would be fine.
That's
as long
perfect.
as they're not on top of
No,
me.
no, they actually weren't at
Okay.
that point yet.
I am going to cast, because I'm fucking angry that my friends are dead. Violexx is going to cast Blade Barrier, a 6th level spell.
Ooh.
On top
alright.
of all of 3 of them.
A bleed full of berry. Wait, no, that doesn't.
All of a sudden, you hear a lute in the distance.
All right, roll it.
And she would just say, "You picked a bad day to kill our friends." And then I'm going to roll. Let's see.
We could have done a cool line.
So all of the creatures have to do a dex saving throw. They're going to take damage either way, but they're going to take some damage.
All right, they failed that.
That's something.
Murder.
Ooh, that's a lot
I
of
need
dice.
more d10s.
More details.
Whoa! I need
Murder
more.
away.
I need
details.
2 more. Okay.
Do it.
Okay.
Well placed. Well placed.
Okay. Now, you guys just make a saving throw, so I don't think I have to make an actual attack.
Yeah, and they just failed.
Sorry, I'm so bad at
No,
spells
you're
still.
good.
36 points of damage to all of them.
Wow, that like really tore them up.
Then they run away.
These guys are all already a food.
Okay.
Blag.
How many of them were there?
3.
3.
Can he
I
go
can't,
in there?
Yeah, I can't really do anything because
You can't. It's like, it's basically a straight wall that's
Yeah, I kind of.
5 feet thick, 20 feet high,
And you're in an alley.
Yeah, like long.
The
It's-
rudest gesture you can make, though.
Yeah.
Throw some.
I got javelins. I don't think anybody brought that up before.
Did you bring barrels?
Yeah,
Why don't you throw a barrel?
A barrel comes out of nowhere.
There are barrels in the alley.
There are barrels in there.
There are
I'm
berries in
Donkey
the-
Konging this shit. I pick up my javelin, I look at it, I'm like, not today, friend. And I put that back, and I grab the barrel, and I wanna bowl it at them.
It's just because you're emotionally attached to the javelins.
Very emotionally attached to the
That doesn't
javelins.
say what.
I've had them with me since the beginning, and I don't use them.
You've given
Roll
them
it.
names.
Javelin.
Javelin, is that what you said?
That
Nice.
is. We're going with the javelin. That's a 16.
All right, that's a hit.
All
The
right.
barrel sweeps down the alleyway, wipes out all 3 of their feet. They fall forward, taking fall damage, slamming through this blade barrier, and they fall to the floor dead.
Nice.
All right.
Wait, which ones?
All 3.
All of them?
All 3 are
Well
torn up,
done,
shredded.
Vero.
Name wakes up. You're welcome, guys.
Wow, that was a really.
I would
Wow,
go,
I'm good.
I walk up just like tears streaming.
Are you just spelling? I hope first.
This spell. Sorry.
I deserve this.
That's why the tears were streaming because of the pain.
Tears streaming, and I
You can
just
laugh again.
will dismiss the spell and immediately go up and just start like searching the bodies.
All right. As you're searching through, one of the bodies starts to shake a little, and then it kind of rises up like a rag doll, and kind of sways from side to side, and then its head lifts up, and its mouth opens just awkwardly wide, and without moving, you hear it say, "Well, that was a lot better than I expected you boys to get back here. Now, boy, I think we had a little bit of a deal. And I said you got them there chosen back. That's all you needed to do. So, boy, guess I wasn't done clear. Now you belong to me."
Violexx takes her longsword and just slices its fucking head right off.
All right. And the blade slices through cleanly. The head tumbles to the side, rolls to the side. And then another one of the bodies starts to wiggle, stand up, and go, "Now why'd you have to go and do that, girl? See, I was starting to like you."
Friend, take no more action. I made a gentleman's agreement. I must honor it.
Technically, you're under 18, so I don't know if that
My
contract.
body is actually
already
over
approved.
18, so it's hard to tell. So how do we do this?
You see a small whirlpool start to form in the ocean nearby,
Oh my god.
and it starts to lift up, and it forms into this perfect sphere. And the sphere floats over through the city, and people are just staring at it as it turns and starts to go down the alleyway.
Before I go through, I turn to my remaining friends. I say, Violexx, for the short time that I have known you, you have been my friend and a good influence on me. I thank you. Namee, you are an inspiration to us all. Should you come across my mother or my sister, please let them know that I am well.
Namee just cries.
I go to the orb.
Right, you step in the orb, and as you do, it literally begins to form around you, and you breathe fine. It's almost like you're standing in oxygen, as far as you can tell, but you're floating, so clearly you're in water. And the sphere starts to go up, out of the way, into the air, and floats away.
All right, one thing, too, if we can. I know it's the pile thing. I run over to Violexx. I reach into your pocket. I reach on the floor. I throw a toy and a piece of candy
Oh,
to Blag as you're floating away.
Thank you, my friend.
Inside floats up to you is the most perfect Fergus toy you have ever seen. An exact
Finally did it.
replica.
Been working on this for months.
And in its hand, it's holding a small Blag toy.
Ooh, there's layers to it.
The ball floats up into the air, and you watch it disappear into the distance. Blag, this thing zips across the land, across the sea, up a riverbed, over towards a lake, and back into the entrance of the Aboleth lair, which you recall. It shoots down. You go through the jellyfish-infested waters, through the abandoned city, into the tower. You pop out into that little attic room that was there before, where the water doesn't seem to exist, and you fall out, and the Aboleth is already there waiting for you, and says, "Well, boy, where do we begin?"
Blag says, if I remember correctly, it was both knowledge and servitude that you sought.
That's done right, my boy. See, I like you. You learn real quick.
Perhaps I could serve you by telling you a tale filled with knowledge of creatures and the world around us. And I want to use my heroic moment and use that as say, once the tale is done, perhaps we may renegotiate our terms if you find the knowledge satisfactory.
Well, I like that. Let's just see how this goes. And that's only because you used a heroic moment.
Exactly. Yeah. That's why I was saving it. So, Blag sits down in front of the Aboleth, folds his legs in a meditative position, and begins his story. Like many adventure tales, our story begins in a tavern. Unlike most of the stories, this tavern happens to be located deep underground. Tor Ironoak, a dwarven cleric, is sitting at a table in a small back room of a gloomy dwarven tavern.
So now it seems we're saying goodbye to Blag as well. That makes 3 of our companions gone. What will happen next? We'll find out next time. Hold on, how long has this episode been? Like 15 minutes? What the hell? My contract states I'm only needed for intros and outros. Since when do we have mid-tros? This episode is entirely too short, so let's get back to things in Silverkeep, merely a few days later.
So you guys have been in Silverkeep for a few days now, and despite the war and everybody preparing everything that needs to be done, because there's a huge battle coming, and it's really going to be an all hands on deck moment, but still they set aside time to celebrate the lives that were given in protection of the Chosen and the one real card you guys have against the First. And so, after a very short preparation time outside of the main entrance of the headquarters of Spoof near the Tree of Trials, where you guys once raced up to the top to meet the Evergreen, there's a large gathering. A small, I don't want to say altar, but almost stage has been built, and upon it stands Evergreen and a few other members, high-ranking members of Spoof, and another Tortle, and some high-ranking members of the city itself are there. and out front are a casket closed, and next to that is a plant. It is already starting to grow quite large, clearly a tree of some sort, and fruit is starting to take shape on the branches, but not yet. Somehow it was growing despite the fact that it has not been planted yet. And so they're waiting for the symbolic moment of planting. And Evergreen is speaking, telling how great these heroes were, how they gave their all for the rest of the world, which is what Spoof is really about. He apologizes for all the secrecy that had to happen about the first, but now, with the inspiration of Shep in his final act, he agrees that it is time to spread the news, to let all members of Spoof understand what the real purpose of them is, to stop these first, to help the Chosen take them down, to be the eyes of the world, and to let the world itself know. Because the battle needs to take place now, and they have to end this. He speaks of heroism, and of the final moments as was told to him of these heroes. And he says, "But I should probably let their friends themselves speak, or give action if that is the path they wish to follow." And he gestures out. A couple of people from the crew step up, and they mention knowing them briefly, and Shep was always chipper, although there's kind of a hint of dark in there sometimes. As somebody speaking at length about Shep, you can't help but hear that canine whine happening from somewhere in the crowd.
Oh my god.
Knock. No one can really say enough about how he was a true gentleman, the true hero, the one you think only exists in books, that no one was ever that good and that protective, about how he led the Onyx Shields, who are in attendance, to become what they are today, and how the world certainly would not be as good a place as it is without him. And then eyes turn to Violexx and Namee to see if they have anything they would like to add. So if you do, please do. If not, don't worry about it.
And just one question. Is this immediately going into it, or have we had any kind of rest or anything?
It's been like 2 days.
It's been 2 days, okay. So I would have prepared something in advance. It takes 10 minutes to cast, but while all of this was going on, I was going to cast Planar Ally, and I was going to I can call upon a celestial or somebody to come, so I was going to get Polino to come and pay his respects. So you'll have seen he's in attendance as well, and I guess he'll be standing next to me.
I'm actually going to give you, Polino was already there.
Oh, he already was?
He was already there.
Oh, then never mind.
That was beautiful.
Okay.
But Polino was most certainly there, as he's a high-ranking general in the army, so he would have been there with Evergreen.
Okay. Namee, do you want to say anything first?
Namee doesn't say anything, but you see him pull out a badge of the highest ranking of Spoof, and he gives it to the little wolf. Shade. And Shade walks it over to the casket and puts it on top.
Excuse me a second. It's beautiful.
And he's just like,
That's very nice.
and I think Namee's just like, you earned it. You earned it. And that's enough.
That's from Namee. That's beyond words.
I guess Violexx would just walk up to, I don't know, wherever it's like a podium-y type thing. I don't know what I can say about my friends. That hasn't already been said. There are so many beautiful sentiments. But I will do my best to honor them in the way that I can. And she's just like actively weeping. Shep may have been small, but he was one of the most brave men I've ever known and had the privilege to travel with. He was always looking out for his friends and his little wolf. And she would have patted Shep, or
Shade.
patted Shep on his head, on his dead.
Shade.
Not his dead.
I know, I'm just
She opens the casket.
one more for you.
Everyone gasps.
Oh,
It's a tiefling thing.
You pop up like in Mr. Deeds. I know that you would have made it very far. Someday you would have been wherever green is. And I will always remember you, and I will take good care of your little friend.
Yeah, that's nice.
Nock was loyal and also so brave. Saved me so many times, and all of us really. The first time we were together, he saved me from falling off of a mountain. It was amazing, and we never had a chance to go dancing, but maybe someday when we're both where he is. And I know that this tree will grow into something that is strong and will always be here to give us shelter, just like Nock. And I'll just look at the tree for a moment and just wipe my eyes. And Blag, I am sorry that we couldn't save you. I know that you are still there, and maybe someday we will see you again. But until then, for all my friends, may we always hold their memories in our hearts, and we will see each other. We will see each other someday. And then she just will step back.
All right, gonna let the cast take a second away for us.
That was beautiful.
I would clap, but it would blow my tears out.
Everyone claps politely as Violexx leaves the stage. You know, nothing thunderous. It is a funeral. You see wet eyes across the crowd. People who knew you guys best are heavily weeping, and even people who never met you are just so caught up in everything that...
Important question.
Yes.
Is Woodtusk there? And is he crying?
Yes.
Similar question.
The DM did not look at his die, just so that everyone else is on the same
Similar
page.
question, is my rival Amel there as well? And maybe kind of
All
show.
right, I'm going to look at the dice on this one.
Yeah.
Oh, he is there and bawling. It's just like pouring out. That was a 20. Like
I
weeping.
kind of was thinking they kind of had this antagonist, but they drove each other.
Exactly. Yeah, this was a Goku Vegeta thing going on, where and it is just like pouring out, and like even the rest of his team is standing around, kind of giving him like weird side eyes, like what the? And he's like, no, I wanted to be the one to take him down.
That reaches me right here.
And slowly, everyone starts to disperse. The crowd, the people who didn't really know, and it becomes more of a gathering afterwards of people mingling. And if there's anything anybody else would like to say or do at this point, please feel free.
And Namee waits for the crowd to disperse, and then he does take the plant. He takes him and Violexx back to the mountain where they first met Nock, and he puts it where the sword was in the ground, and then he also puts Nock's sword into the ground, and he casts a spell so the sword and plant intertwine.
That is exactly where he would have wanted.
Damn, Mike, you keep coming up with these awesome things.
All right, so here's the thing. That's really far away, and teleport magic doesn't work.
Oh, balls.
But Polino walks over, rests his hand on his shoulder, and says, "What's his accent?"
Spanish.
Spanish.
thinking.
You did his accent asking what his accent was.
What was his accent? He says, "Even I have only a portion of my power as we are cut off from the gods, but what I have left, I will give for you this very generous act." And he opens what is a very shaky, sad-looking portal. It's not quite as bright as it should be, and he kind of rushes everybody in as you plant the sword and the plant into the ground where you met him. And again, tears streaming. You swear you even think you see one maybe roll down Polino's eye. And as quick as he sends, he goes, "Come on, my friends, we must be going." And you head back out, and everybody just kind of stares sadly through the portal at your last sight of this plant wrapped around the sword as the portal ever so slowly closes and winks away.
Oh man, that's great.
Oh, God.
Perfect.
That's like the credit sequence for that episode.
Yeah.
Season 3. No.
So,
Please.
if that's it for this scene, then you do see a scene a day prior where it's just Namee tinkering at like a workshop table or whatever it is, and he has the copper coin that he took from the sunken city that Blag is now in, and you see Blag's name now written on the back of it, and the druid symbol for retrieve, and he wears it around his neck now.
Oh,
Wow.
So he's not done.
the druidic symbol for
Retrieve.
What's that symbol look like?
It looks like...
Well
played. Well played. So he didn't cry for Blag at the funeral because Blag's not gone in his mind. It's just a to-do list item now.
I like
He
it.
needs
No,
to
I
get
love
his
that a
friend
lot.
back.
That's very
So
nice.
he wears it around his neck as a thing to go do.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm loving it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Another day passes as people were allowed to mourn. But very early the next morning, you wake up to the Evergreen knocking on the inn door that you two were staying in. Violexx and Namee, the two that are left.
Fall asleep spooning Namee.
Sorry.
This
is what you got.
Come here, you.
I turn into a puffin. It's just not
I still need to
slaughters
hug you, please.
I nuzzle her. I preen her a little.
Thank you.
The Evergreen knocks on your door, and when you open it, he is there with another turtle who looks to be, I don't want to say an assistant, but like kind of there to help him with things. And he says, I am afraid that our day of mourning has come to an end, and I must call on you once more. A great battle is about to take place. One that will be the tilting point of this world war. And we need everyone to help as they can.
We will help.
I have heard that one of the first will be at this battle, and we must stop her. She is one of the most powerful. You will recognize her by her gleaming black armor, red eyes, and long black cloak.
You hear a puffin growl, which it just sounds foreign.
But still so cute.
Namee, who is this person? We saw her in the ship, no?
Tweet, 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 tweet.
Unpuffin. Shaking the ship.
I love that Lauren actually had a strangling motion of shaking.
Depuffification commence.
Never
No,
let
wait.
her be your nanny.
Stop it, Puffin!
Namee turns back and looks at you and goes, tweet, 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 tweet.
I don't have it in me to yell at you.
Oh.
And I think next to your spot on the bed, there's just a shameful pile of half-eaten crapples laying there.
I'm not even hungry. I don't know why I'm eating them.
They taste so
They're
bad.
so bad. It's awful. Oh,
If you leave them there long enough, they might ferment.
they might. I need to make them into booze.
Pour one out.
Evergreen, can you tell us who is this? Who is this first chosen? Do you know?
Even we know little, other than that her power is great, and her defeat or victory at this battle will be an extremely tilting point. The war is to take place over a high land, and whoever takes it will control most of the important trade routes of the world. If the enemy takes it, we will be in quite dire straits.
Oh, that does sound serious.
So she is a necromancer of immense power. I don't know much about her, only that she was being tracked by a large creature on the ship that ultimately led to me being stranded. Which led to the penguin outfit, which you see here, so you're welcome, I guess, in a weird way.
Yeah, there's always a silver lining.
So, okay. Is there a way? I mean, so a creature follows her around?
Yes, I don't know. We were attacked from the creature trying to get at her. It may not be relevant to what we're going to do. I have no idea.
So the creature wants to kill this thing?
I don't know. We were
Okay.
just attacked. It happened so quickly.
Okay. Was there may I ask a question? Backtracking a bit. Was there any...
I wasn't sure if you were in character voice or not.
Yeah, it was like a seamless transition.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question about when we were in the ship, in the bottom, did my dad see this smoky thing? Or did the smoky thing see my dad? Was there any kind of... I forgot if we mentioned that.
The short answer is they did not interact at all in any way.
Okay.
If one reflects upon that, the fact that they did not interact at all, that neither one seemed perplexed by the fact that the other one was there, is telling of in and of itself.
Yeah. And and popping back into character, I suspect that my father may be nice.
Thought we were gonna let it go? No.
Sometimes you just can't.
I hate you, Mike.
Yeah, I'll re-up that one. I suspect that my father and this individual may perhaps have some kind of knowledge of each other. I don't know if they're working together or what, but I don't know. I don't know what to make of that. If they are together, then that is very concerning because...
Is he also a necromancer? Or were you the... I didn't understand.
No.
You were attacking each other with evil magic.
Well, yes. There are some things that I can do. Yes, I don't like to always use the necromantic spells, but against him it feels like he deserves it. If there's anyone that deserves it, it's him. What?
Fighting fire with necrotic magic.
I find it to be disagreeable, but if it will keep me alive to destroy my father, then I will use what I need to do. He will clearly stab me through the gut with a poison dagger. So
I saw that. It was kind of a weird hello.
Yes, we do not get along.
I didn't. It was subtle.
You should see me and my mother.
Oh!
It's even worse. Hopefully that doesn't come to that.
Well, we should be off. There is a ship leaving port soon, and you should both be on it. My young friend here will be joining you. I will allow him to introduce himself.
And the other turtle says,
Well, hey, y'all.
Well, it seems that the plot marches on, with Namee and Violexx meeting this new friend and headed to this massive battle, apparently determining the future of the very world. How can they deal with such a threat, especially after losing their comrades so soon? I have a feeling there's more surprises in store, so tune in next time when we roll another intelligence check.
Can you all cry on microphone real quick just to express your sadness at our characters dying?
Do we get to have a funeral?
what?
Do we hate to bury them or anything?
He's giving the scene right now.
Oh, okay. I thought they were leaving, and I'm like, no. Okay.
Since you ruined the scene already, did the spoof run up with a golden brush pan and just like dust up?
No, but the plant that is now Knock is being carried away to be planted. You're still crying. I feel so.
Well, I started to cry
I
again
like
because
it.
I thought we were
5
going to have a
stars.
funeral scene,
I can
and then I
focus
was
on
getting
jokes
emotional,
now.
and then all of a sudden we got
Yeah,
attacked, and I was like,
great.
wait, I thought we were eating lunch. What's happening? Okay.
I know what I want to do for Knock.
I just have to see if I'm going
Tormorial
to kill
games?
Namee.
Oh, yes, now I want to do that.